you're new, my name is Kim, and I make videos from being a mom, being a nurse, home decor, DIY, stuff like that. But you know, if you've been watching my videos, thank you again for watching. So today, okay, if it's noisy, I have the TV on because Sophia's not trying to sleep. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to just make this video with her. So she's just on the floor, crawling around, playing with her toys. So I hope it's not too loud. Alright. Okay, look who it is. It's Sophia. You promise you won't grab anything? You're gonna be a part of the video? Okay, her hair looks crazy. Your hair look crazy. Where's your other ponytail? This was supposed to be a pony. This was supposed to be a little pigtail over here. Now your pigtail is gone. Oh my god. Crazy child. Say hi, everyone. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. You gotta put your hand up though, so they can see you. Hi. Do it. The babies are here to learn words. You have to do it. Come on, they're waiting so we can start the video. Alright, you're not gonna do it? Okay. So, if you do good, okay. Yes, if you do good, you can be a part of the video today, okay? Yeah, okay, all right. So today's topic is about breastfeeding. So, so I breastfed Sophia for 6 months, and then the seventh month, I started to introduce, more formula to her because my milk production was going down, and that was part of my fault because I wasn't drinking as much water as I should have. So first, I want to talk about my experience and some things that I did to help to maintain my, my milk production and so on. Because this girl, she did not play. Okay, you want to come down? Okay. All right, go back down. Okay, mama? Go walk around. Yeah, go walk around and stuff. Well, crawl around. She ain't walking yet. I want her to walk. But it's okay. It's going to take time. So, as I was saying, I breastfed for 6 months. Now, I had no problem with her latching on. Like, soon as she was out of there, bloop, she was like, where's my milk? I need it right now. And she latched on very good. I know a lot of people have issues with latching on, based on like their nipple, how it is, inverted, all of that stuff. But for me, I never had that issue. Soon as like I put her on, she latched on, she was like getting it. Like they brought in the lactation specialist when I was still in the hospital, and they were like, you're doing fine. I was like, I don't need to come and see you anymore. She's having enough milk, she's drinking good, all that stuff. So I never had an issue with latching on, so that was good. For when I came home, we continued the process. Now, one tip that, the first tip I would suggest is, first start to introduce using a bottle also, not just putting her on him on the breast, the baby on the breast. Like what I did was half the feeds we would put her on, and then the other half of her feed, like let's say she was getting feed like what, every 2 hours. So let's say it was like every 2 hours. So the first 2 hours she'll be on, the next 2 hours time she would get the bottle. So I would let my husband, give her the bottle, or I would give her the bottle. It doesn't matter. But I started to introduce the bottle as soon as she got home because I knew I was going back to school within a month, and I did not want, when I leave, we had issues with her going using the bottles. So the bottle that I used was at first was, I think it's like tummy tip, something like that. I'll just put a picture of the bottles that I used. So she did very good with the bottle and stuff like that. So I would pump, and I had a Medela pump, so I would pump, oh my gosh, I would pump like every 2 hours. I was pumping a lot, especially because I knew I was going back to school. So I would pump so much. My freezer was packed with milk. It was so much milk. It was ridiculous. My husband was like, okay, I think we need like a freezer just for your milk alone. So I would okay, each pump session. So these are what, 150 ml, 5 ounces. So this came with my Medela pump. Two of these came with my Medela pump. Oh, I'm watching her because she's like doing something over there with my printer. I hope she's not messing it up. So I would, about each time when I would have a pump session, I call it, I would pump about 4 of these full. Four. I had a lot. My mom my mom called me the cow. Like my husband was like, babe, that's so much. And I would not even be like fully like engorged, like, oh my gosh, need to pump. It was just like so much. I was producing a lot because about 6 months being pregnant, I started having some stuff like coming out like off my boobs. I was like, I'm milking already. What is going on here? So I knew that when I had her, I wasn't gonna probably have issue with producing enough milk because she wasn't even here yet, and my boobs was leaking all the time. So yeah, I would fill about 4 of these. Then what I would do is I would empty out each of them in this little bag. I bought the Medela bags. I bought these at Amazon. So, and it was 25 coming. So I would fill it up because it would be almost the same amount that one of these would fill up. So for each pump, I would fill up about like 3-4 of these, and I would just put them in the freezer. So what I would do is my let's say I pump, I don't know, 5 times throughout the day. What I would do is I would freeze half of my pumping session. Then the other half I would put in the fridge because these last for I think 24 hours. Then throughout the night I would use what I had pumped and kept in the fridge for the day. Then throughout the night when I would get up and pump, I would just automatically freeze those. So that's what I did to make sure that I had enough frozen supplies for when I went back to school, like legit. So when I was going back to school, I think we counted about, oh my gosh, I think it was like 100 and something bag I had frozen. Like I had so much. It was like insane. I had a lot of milk frozen. So I had about 100 of these bags, 100 and something of these bags frozen. So anyway, so that's what like I did. And then when I was going back to school, what I would do is when I got breaks, I would use the manual. So I had the big pump. I needed a plug, and I was like, I'm not bringing this big machines to school. So what I would do is I'll hook this up to the manual part where the suction is right here, and it's like a pump. So I would just pump it myself so that my milk would just keep coming out and it wasn't slowing down. So I did that a lot. Sophia, be careful, mama. So yeah, so when I went to school, I would just use my manual pump. That was a pain, but I had to do it or else I would have been super engorged. And when you're like engorged, it hurts so bad. And not only does it hurt, you would just start leaking, like it's like uncontrollable. So I would use also the Medela had these little pads. I will put it in my bra so that if I do leak, the pad will get soaked, and I actually feel it before it actually comes through my bra and my shirt. So I would suggest getting these bags so that you will have a good bag that will preserve your milk and so on. So yeah, this was, gosh, I ordered so much of these because I was pumping so much. And then the good thing with these is that they go straight onto the Medela like manual pump and the other pump as well. So yeah, another suggestion, especially when you're doing a manual pump, even a regular pump that's attached onto you, is to get there's a bra that you put it on and you zip it up, and this with the cup attached to it goes through a hole, so you don't have to keep holding it. It will actually just sit there for you so that your hand doesn't get tired, because my hand used to get so tired, and I was like, babe, there have to be something I can just put these on. And there is on Amazon. I'll probably post a link of the one that I use. It was super good. You can adjust it in the back of the strap, whatever, to your bra size and so on. So that was super helpful. I don't have to keep holding it, and so I could just read or hold her or do something with whatever I had to do. So being consistent with pumping, I think, was very helpful for me into maintaining my production, as well as drinking a lot of water throughout the day. As it came like 5 months, I felt like I needed a little more boost in my milk production because all she was having was breast milk. So what I did was I went out, and at first I searched on like the web some suggestions, and the Mother's Milk Organic, this tea right here, OMG. I thought I was a cow then. Listen, I drank this, and it was like, I think, like 2 or 3 times a day. I think that's what it says on here. Yeah, I drank about 2 or 3 cups of these in the morning and at the night, and it definitely worked for me. It worked for me so much, and I was like having so much more production like when I just had her. So this I would definitely recommend. It's it's organic. It's super good. I drank many of their other teas before, so I was very happy that I didn't have to try a new brand that I didn't really know. So this brand I know from like other teas that they make is good, and I would definitely recommend this tea for anyone that their milk is going down, or it's just the beginning and they're not having that much production and they're drinking a ton of water and it's still not working. Try this out. This may work for you. So this tea I definitely recommend drinking. Okay, so yeah, like the breastfeeding, I think is like, if you can do it, definitely like try your best. And if the baby's not latching on, I think if you pump still consistently, no matter if you go to work, like if you go to work, let your boss know, listen, I have to pump. My baby gotta eat, okay? And when you're out in public, don't care what nobody have to say. Don't care if who's looking on you. Like if somebody, like, where was I? I was somewhere, and someone was staring at me, and Steve was just like, that's their problem. I was just like, I gotta feed my baby. What are you gonna do? Like when I went to school, I was like, listen, it is what it is. Like I have to do what I gotta do. I gotta pump. I was like on the highway because I lived 2 hours away from my school. Child, I pulled over on the highway and I pumped, okay? Like manually. I was like this. The cars were passing by. I was like, why is that car there like that? Like just sitting on the side of the highway, I was pumping because I knew like I had to do what I have to do. I had to go to school. My baby have to drink her milk, and I was having so much milk production. I felt like, honestly, I felt blessed, and I was just like, you know what? I have this milk for her, and I have to give it to her. Like, why waste it, or why like make myself dry up because I don't feel like pumping, or oh, I'm ashamed, or oh, it's like out in public. You know what I'm saying? I still did what I had to do, errands, work, shopping, whatever, but I pumped. Like when I was at work, because like I do home. Ooh, bless you. Bless you. I do home care nursing. So when I went to my patient home, my patient understood. Plus we have our own office. So I would just go in the bathroom. I tell the staff that I'm working with that, listen, I'm gonna go in the bathroom, pump, do my thing. And they understood, but at the end of the day, like no one cannot fire you to go pump for your baby. So, and what they're gonna do, like when you're in school, like you can do in between class, whatever it is, just try your best to make it work, honestly. And breastfeeding is something that if you can experience that, also the bonding, I feel like, because I breastfed her for like a while, I feel like it creates like a very special bond. Until this day, like I will be like, getting dressed in front of her, changing her. If she's laying down with me, she would just like suck on my breast, and there ain't nothing coming out now, but she just do it because she is a comforting, and I enjoy it. It creates like such a good feeling for me. That like, those are my tips. Those are my experience. I really do hope that with my next baby that I can also breastfeed, because oh my gosh, I love it. I love breastfeeding her. I enjoy it. And you love it too, right, Mama? You love getting all this milk, all this milk, all this milk. Yeah, all this milk. Yeah. I love fresh milk. I love fresh milk. I love fresh milk. Yeah. Yeah, I love breast milk. Say, go breast milk. Go breast milk.